So, hi everyone, I'm Maarten van den Brande, and in this video I will be showing our watch party demo that we have built with state-of-the-art decentralized personal data vault technologies. The goal of this demo is to show how this decentralized application works and how we can handle like real-time messaging and communication in this decentralized ecosystem. So we start by logging in. In the login page, we need to provide our OIDC issuer. The OIDC issuer is the identity provider, and in this case, it's on localhost 3000. Everything is running just on localhost for the demonstrator. Here we'll be using user 1, and let's log in. And now this asks us if we want to authorize this watch party application with this ID to be able to access our data, and will authorize this application. This will open the home page. You can see that the queries or the queries go pretty quickly because we can see all the names and so on very fast, but the images load a bit slower because this takes time. But yeah, let's open up the inspector actually in the console, because here you can see the requests that are being done. So we can see that we are not using any cache tokens. This is done live, and we're actually using the aggregator. But yeah, I'm going ahead of myself. Let's start by looking at these three buttons. The first one is the refresh. This just refreshes the page. You can see now we're using cache tokens. This goes quicker. We have a join button to join a room, and we have a new to create a new room. And then finally, if we click on the user button on top, we can specify the username, or change the username, enable and disable the aggregator, and we have some cache options. One is clear our cache, the second is the clear OIDC tokens, so this in essence logs us out. The third is clear UMA tokens. This removes all the access tokens to access resources on the servers. This is what you can see here, the cache tokens. And then finally is a clear aggregator cache. Then the application forgets the location of where the results of the aggregator are stored. So then it will just need to find them again. So let's start by disabling the aggregator, and we can actually see that retrieving the rooms then takes a while, because we have to do the link traversal to figure out all the rooms that we have subscribed to. You can see this on the right here, and then figure out all the information of the rooms, and then finally, as I speak, get all the thumbnails. This is pretty slow, as you can see. So if we then enable the aggregator, this loads almost immediately. Of course, you can see that everything is cached, so that's why it's super fast. So what we can do is actually clear the UMA tokens, and then press refresh, and you can see that it doesn't say used cache token anymore. It now does everything from scratch. And what you can see here is that we do first 3 requests to the config, so 3 to check if all the queries that are being done are actually active and are available, to just check if they are still live, they still exist, and if that's the case, we then get a result from one of them, which has the end results that we need to show this page. In this, we use claims, of course. So we go to the authorization server, and to the authorization server, we actually give 21 claims. One is to prove that we are user 1, and that's the OpenID token, and the other ones are access tokens. And this is to prove that we have access to the original data. So the data not only on our pod, but also on the pods of other people, because, for example, this watch party is owned by us, and the other ones are not, or this one as well, and so on. So we have to prove that we have actually access to all these watch party data, to the authorization servers of these people that own these watch parties. And then also in these 21 claims, one of or two of them will also be to get the results from the other queries. This is just the link traversal queries to figure out what are my messages, and then the second is in these messages to what watch party do they link, and then finally it's querying the data in these watch parties and aggregating them together. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to close the console now. And let's go into this watch party. You can see again this loads pretty quickly, and let's go into first you can see the messages on the right and then the video on the left. We can start a new video either by giving an object with semantic annotation to it, or just a direct YouTube URL, for example, as we are using here. We have the opportunity to do some people management, to add and remove people, and then finally is settings like the thumbnail and the room name and so on. And again, we can enable and disable the aggregator and do all the cache stuff as before. So now let's log in with another user. So in this case, let's log in, use a different account. Because it remembered that we are used user 1, so it remembers the login details from user 1. That's why we are immediately logged in as user 1. But let's log in as user 2, user 3, sorry, and let's authorize the watch party app to use our data as user 3 then. So you can see now we are logged in as user 3, and again it takes a while for the images to load because they're not cached. The images themselves are not cached in the browser, loaded, and let's go into the feature frenzy, the same as we have here. Let's start the video and let's say hello, and let's wave.
How much can you know about yourself? You've never been in a fight. Wait.
So the video starts, and we can actually see that the video starts here as well, of course, and we see that the message has loaded. User 1 can now also stop the video, as you can see, and then it will stop here as well. Now the final thing that I want to show is that when that user 3 has full ownership of his data, so what he can actually do is go into his messages, and you can see that I need to reload because at the end there will now be the hello message that I sent, and this is just directly from the server, data from the server. So these are all the messages from user 3, and what I want to show here is that the user 3 could use another application or directly go to his data and just select everything and delete it, and then save the data. And what you will see is that actually everything gets deleted for everyone, user 1 and user 3. So the data is completely not linked from the is completely unlinked from the application. So we can use other applications to actually delete his data, and on his spot he can delete his data, and it will make sure that this data doesn't show up in the application anymore. And yeah, that's everything that I wanted to show in this demo. Thank you for watching.